class 10 students, you might have learned about the chapter power sharing. This was the first chapter of civics, but do you know that one question that comes every time for a 5-mark question is how power shared in modern democracies. So as we know that power sharing is a phenomena or a concept in civics, in political science, where we cannot give absolute power into a single hand because we know power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. That is the reason power sharing is adopted in modern democracies, and this is the question which practically teaches us that. So welcome on the platform, Deeksha, Vedantu, and this is your SST faculty Tanvi Mam. My dear students, whenever you study this chapter, this answer is for sure going to come in your exam. Okay, for how many marks? Again, I'm telling you, this is for 5 marks. So basically, if we go briefly about this chapter, if we learn about this chapter, it starts with basically 2 cases. Okay, we can consider one as a healthy family or one as not happy family. One was the case of Belgium and the other was the case of Sri Lanka. So as you learned about that, Belgium was a country which adopted the principles of power sharing and then become a peaceful place. However, Sri Lanka was a country which denied this concept of power sharing and then resulted into civil crisis, then to war and deteriorated political, social and economic conditions. We can conclude by the 2 cases that yes, power sharing is desirable and we should adopt it in modern democracies. Now comes the point that actually how we are following it. Okay, so beta, in modern democracies, power is shared among different forms. Okay, the first one is, pay attention to it, the first one is among different organs of government. Okay, among different what? Among different organ of government. Like in our human body, we have different organs and different organ have different role. Similarly, in a government, different organs have different role. We will talk about them in detail. And then the next one is among different what? Among different levels of government. So it is among different levels of government. Okay, we will also discuss about them. First we are telling the heading. So then power is shared among different what beta? Among different social groups. Okay, social groups. So basically social means society, the people living around us which are following different ethnicity. By ethnicity I mean they have different culture, they have different language, they have different traditions, they celebrate different festivals, eat different food. So we have different social groups around us, right? So that is how the power is shared among different social groups. And last but not the least, among different what? Among different political parties. Okay, among different political parties. Then pressure groups, we will talk about all of them in detail. Pressure groups and movements. Okay, and movements. So this is the form, this is the 4 forms. Okay, this is the 4 forms among which power is shared in modern democracy. Now it is the high time to talk about them in detail. So first one is power is shared among different organs of government. See, in a human body, we have different organs and every organ have a different role. Right? It is not possible that a single organ can work in the behalf of all other organs in the body. Not possible. Similarly, see, we have central government who is actually working for the entire nation. What if there is only a single body, parliament, which is actually making the law, executing the law, and even checking the law is correct or not? So will they check themselves? Never. And hence we have divided the power into 3 different organs of government. The first one is legislative body or legislature. Actually, what is this body doing? Beta, it is making the law. Right? If I tell you the example, it is Parliament of India that consists of Lok Sabha plus Rajya Sabha, which is actually making the law. The second here is executive. Now what is executive? Now, executive is the body which is actually implementing the law. We can take the example of Prime Minister and his ministers. So from where they are coming? They're actually coming from Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Whoever the parties in majority makes the government. That includes Prime Ministers and ministers. So yes, it comes from the legislature, but it becomes answerable to legislature. And the third one here is judiciary. So judiciary, we know that the highest court of appeal in the country is Supreme Court. Okay. This Supreme Court is basically checking that these two bodies are working according to the constitution or not. Don't you feel that this system is based upon what? The system is based on checks and balances. Okay, it is based upon checks and balances. How? See, now the executive comes from legislature. If Prime Minister or the ministers are not working accordingly, then this legislature can pass no confidence motion, and whenever the majority do not remain in the parliament, what happened? The government will collapse. Similarly, this judiciary can have a check on the legislature. What they are doing? They are upholding the law. They are upholding the constitution. One more thing to be remembered in mind is that this is also known as horizontal sharing of power. This is also known as horizontal sharing of power, because here in a single government like this, power is being shared. Single government, we have 3 different organs. Get it, my dear students? Great. Moving towards the next one, that is among different levels of government. My dear students, India is a big country with big geographical area, as well as regional ethnic variations too, right? If we had only single government in the country ruling the entire nation, we could not see India as united as right now. Okay, so it is very, very important to divide it into states and give power to states. For example, in Belgium, what happened? Previously it was a unitary government, so all the power lies in the hands of the center. So what happened? Between the Flemish and Wallonia region, they were fighting. When the power was shared from central to state government, now state is no longer subordinate to the central government. They are also having power. They can take their decision according to the region. Similarly, what we have done, we have a central government at the center level, then we have a state government, and at the grassroots level even we have local government. Don't you feel that this is vertical sharing of power? Yes. Bacha, do you know that this is known as federal form of government in civics? Okay, this is known as federal form of government when power from a central authority is shared with its other constituent unit. This is known as federalism, or this is known as federal form of government. Now you are clear with the second level of government. Moving towards the third one, that is among different social groups. So beta, in our surrounding, we live with different social group. Like I told you, with different people having different ethnicity, right? Everyone's social background is quite different. Like for example, in India, I can tell you there are tribal people which are actually different from the urban people. Right, there are people, there are communities living on the mountains which have different type of condition in comparison to the people living in tier 1 cities. So what about them? We need to provide certain basic necessities to them. We need to provide certain benefits to them. Similarly, if you guys remember, one of the best example how power is shared among different communities is the example of community government. Okay, community government which is formed in Belgium. What happened in Belgium? What did it, beta? They formed 3 different types of government for 3 communities living over there: Dutch, French and Germans. Any law regarding to their education, their language, their culture will be made by the respective community government. What happened? The power is shared among different social groups. Like if you take the example of reservation in India, what is that? Power is shared among different social groups. Next one is among different political parties, pressure groups and movements. Now you might be wondering, ma'am, how power can be shared among different political parties? They do nothing on the sharing basis. But my dear students, see, till 1990 the condition of India was such that one party was dominating, but gradually as there was a democratic setup, We have the right to form the parties, not like that of China, and that to the party can form their government. A lot of regional parties came into power, but whenever a lot of parties came into power, now the votes are also divided, and hence it is quite difficult for a single party to get majority votes. What can be done in that time? So my dear students, coalition can be formed in that part. Okay, coalition can be formed in that part when two parties come together to fight the elections and make the government. When two parties are coming, what is being done? Sharing is being done, and this is the example of power shared among different political parties. Along with that, now what is pressure groups? These are the groups which are actually pressurizing the government to implement certain policies. Like you can see the protest of CJP is going on right now in Jantar Mantar, Delhi. What is that? That's pressure group, a movement. Like a lot of times regarding the business issues, certain trade unions, certain groups go to Jantar Mantar or Delhi. I only remember Jantar Mantar right now. Go to Delhi and protest. Like there was some around 2 to 3 years back, a farm law was passed by government to protest it. Farmers from different parts of country went to Delhi and protested. What is that? Movement started by certain groups. So this is how actually power is shared in modern democracy. So the chapter was all about what? How power is shared and why it should be shared, and the last one is how it is shared in modern democracy. I hope this 5-marker question is crystal clear in your mind, and now you can get actually 5 marks in total. Whenever you are presenting it, pay attention that you write an intro, 4 points, and then conclusion. In that 4 points, heading should be there along with their description that I have explained in this video. If you like this video, do share me this next topic on which you want the 10-minute video to cover the entire topic. Okay, so meet you soon in the next video. Up till then, tata, bye bye.